Hello, everyone, and welcome to our city council meeting. I call this meeting to order. It is 3:03 p.m. And if we could have the record reflect that we do have a quorum. And we will at this time move on to our agenda item number 2. We will have and invite Pastor Mr. Craig Blakesley with Emmanuel Baptist Church to lead us in our invocation. Mr. Blakesley, you lead us in the pledge after the invocation?
Sure.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, and God bless each of you as we begin this meeting together. And just a really short reading from God's Word. Psalm 121, we read, "I lift my eyes up to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth, and he will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber." So thankful as we think of Holy Week and think of what Jesus has done for us, and so thankful for how God watches over us in our community. And let us pray together now, not just for this meeting today, but let's pray together for a moment for our city, for our county. So would you bow your hearts with me and let's pray. Heavenly Father, God, I thank you for this beautiful day. Lord, I thank you for the opportunity to come together to conduct your business for your glory. Lord, thank you for the city of Alice. Thank you for the city members. Thank you, God, for the city leaders. Lord, I pray in the middle of all of these things that especially, Lord, your presence would be one to bring unity and harmony and peace, love and kindness, that we together do life together to love one another. Lord, please grant great wisdom over decisions being made today. Father, some decisions may look small, some may be huge, some might be just a part of an ongoing project or plan, but God, that you'd be guiding every step. Lord, you tell us to ask for wisdom, and in your word you say if we ask, you'll give generously without finding our faults. You'll just give because we ask, and we ask right now for your wisdom. Bless our mayor, bless our council members, bless our city attorney, bless other city workers. Father, watch over our police department, watch over our firefighters. Please help the chiefs to be safe and wise as they lead the men and women. God, protect all those civil servants, public defenders, city workers. God, thank you. Even today, I'm just thanking you because the street department is paving Hickey Street finally, and I'm just rejoicing and thanking you for all of those that are laboring for us in our city, and some often receive zero thanks and feel unrecognized and unappreciated. But God, thank you for them. Lord, let us be quick to give kind words to them as they work for our good. So we commit this meeting to you, Father, thanking you for your presence because, God, you are with us as we express we love you. You say you're with us. You love us as your children, and I thank you, God. So please bless and guide. And we thank you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless each of you.
Can I direct your attention to the flag, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, ma'am.
We will move on to agenda item number 3, public comments. 3.1, citizens who wish to address the city council about items on the agenda which are scheduled for council action will have 3 minutes to express their position. At this time, I do not see anyone wishing to address the council. We will move on to our presentations. Agenda item number 4. 4.1, presentation of Miss Alice Royalty. Do we have our Alice Miss Royalty here? They're not here yet. Okay, if council doesn't mind, we can move on to the next agenda item and come back to that. Y'all okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. 4.2, introductions and welcoming of K-9 Chief to the department. We will have Mr. Esparza, our police chief,
Yes, our police chief's here.
coming.
Chief's here.
Chief and Chief.
Don't be any bolder.
Hey, Chief. Hi there. Hi.
So, Chief is a dog that we purchased for, and what was the name of the company that we?
Sector K9?
Sector K9.
Out
names.
of Waxahachie.
And Corporal Mendoza was one of the officers that was given the honor of having a dog, and that's something that he wanted. He's worked very hard for him to have the Chief next to him. So it was an honor to send him, to select him, and Chief has turned out to be a great, not only because he's Chief, but he's been a great dog. He's a tracking dog, and he's a drug dog, and there's certain drugs that he specializes in, and but we're very grateful. This was purchased through forfeiture money that we have, and so at no cost to the city and to our taxpayers. So we're very fortunate for that. But and it's the upkeep also. Also remember that. So when you see a reoccurring on dog food, this is why we have 2 dogs. And so it becomes expensive, I know, but we try to be mindful of our budget. But we also do have 2 dogs that we take care of on a monthly basis. So this is part of our new one of our partners and one of our new law enforcement officers. And so we're very thrilled to have him. And thanks, Corporal Mendoza, for attending and being part of this program. Anything you want to add to it?
Just thank y'all for all that y'all do. Just a little backstory on him. So Sector K9, what they do is they take rescue dogs from all over the U.S. And they have a criteria they got to meet, of course. And so what they do is they have people that go out, check these dogs at rescues, see if they have the drive that they need to be working dogs. And so if they do, they end up bringing them over to them in Dallas, work with them, and then get them going to whatever field they're supposed to be in. So his is tracking. We're certified in tracking. We're certified in narcotics. We can track anybody, anywhere. I get the guys from the PD, and they think it's not true, so I'll tell them, go run. So they'll take off. We'll find them.
Good practice,
We'll
yeah.
get them.
Good practice.
But going back to him, he's from California. He was actually 2 weeks away from being euthanized at the shelter he was at. So luckily, they were able to save him. That's a great foundation over there, Sector K9. If y'all haven't heard of him, the owner's Mr. West. Great guy. It's where my dog's from, and then our other K9 Manual, his dog's Ricky. She's also from over there. She's just a dope dog. She's great too. But thank you. I appreciate y'all's time.
Thank you. And welcome, Chief. And
Is Chief enjoying the choice?
No, it's been great. And thank you all for allowing us the opportunity to go to these schools. And
Yes.
I know it takes a lot of time from our city, and we're sending officers, but it pays off dividends. And you know, we use it for our schools. We use it for other areas also. But thank you all so much.
can we take a picture?
Of course, we'd love to.
Nelly, you'll take.
The chief.
Come on.
There we go.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay.
Awesome. He's a year and a half. So I got about 6 years worth of work in him.
Absolutely.
He's ready.
Thank you all. He doesn't want to leave yet.
Good doggy.
So seen that.
Odie, we're not ready for the royalty yet? Not yet? Okay. Okay, then we'll move on to our next presentation, which is 4.3, which is presentation of proclamation for best nursing home in America to the Premier of Alice SNF's. Let me see. I have a little, I wanted to read this. We're very proud of this, and thank you, Mrs. Bowen, for bringing this to
You're
us.
welcome.
This was presented and recognized in the magazine of Newsweek, America's Best Nursing Homes 2025. This year's list recognizes 1,050 nursing homes across the 25 states with the highest number of facilities. According to Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Service data, the top nursing homes in each state were assessed and ranked based on 4 pillars: performance data, recommendations of medical professionals, accreditations, and resident satisfaction. And we're very proud. This was written by Nancy Cooper of the global editor-in-chief of Newsweek. And you see, do we have the proclamation?
I saw it on Nellie's desk.
Nellie had them.
So I want to say, oh, it's right here.
Okay.
I think you have to do it recognition.
It's the one in the frame.
So we can go.
So I can have council join me in presenting to our Premier of Alice. So on behalf of the city of Alice and our citizens, we proudly present this to you, and we're so proud of y'all and for your service that you do within our community. In recognition for Premier of Alice for being recognized by Newsweek magazine as one of the 2050 best nursing homes in 2025. The city of Alice would like to join you in celebrating this accomplishment by presenting this on the 15th day of April. One more time. All right. Well, congratulations again to Premier of Alice. We're very proud of you for that recognition. Are the royalty ready?
You see my viewer?
Sure.
Thanks, man.
Okay.
What's originally one? He's gone.
4.4, presentation of proclamation for Frontline Worker Appreciation Month. I'm going to read this one real quick. Month in Alice, Texas. This proclamation is on behalf of the Office of the Mayor, Cynthia Carrasco, and our City Council. Whereas frontline workers are one of the builders of our community, exercising curiosity, compassion, courage, creativity to provide essential services that assure the safety, health, and education of our residents. And whereas over 9 million healthcare workers across the United States serve in hospital, clinics, and long care facilities, often placing themselves at risk to provide life-saving care, and whereas firefighters respond to an estimated 36 million emergency calls each year, Over 800,000 sworn law enforcement officers nationwide work tirelessly to uphold the law and ensure public safety. And emergency medical services, EMS, personnel respond to more than 240 million calls annually. And whereas teachers dedicate their careers to shaping the future of our communities, with over 3.7 million educators in the U.S. providing knowledge and guidance to our youth, and whereas frontline workers embody the essence of builders, flexible thinkers, and constructive problem solvers who respect the dignity of all people by dedicating themselves to overcoming challenges and uniting communities. Now therefore, I, Cynthia A. Carrasco, Mayor of the City of Alice, do hereby proclaim month of May as Frontline Worker Appreciation Month in Alice, Texas, and encourage residents to join me in honoring the heroic contributions of our healthcare worker, firefighters, law enforcement officers, EMS personnel, and teachers. Thank you. Thank you to all our frontline workers. Okay. We will go back to our presentation of 4.1, presentation of Miss Alice Royalty. Council, if you don't mind again joining me in recognizing our Alice Royalty for everything they do for our community. They represent us well throughout our community throughout the years.
What's that?
This one is a certificate of recognition presented to Miss Alice 2025, Heather Jo Benavides. Thank you so much. We also have, here, no, I'm sorry. There you go. One of them's not here, but they can take it with them. This is on behalf of Starbucks. They wanted to present that. Okay. We have another presentation, 4.5, presentation and discussion on new technology pilot program for asset control, presented by Patrick King, External Affairs Manager with AEP Texas.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Patrick King with AEP Texas. Good to see everybody again. Appreciate the opportunity to speak with you this afternoon. I wanted to provide you an update on a project that we currently have going on in the city of Alice. We have crews that are in the process of basically updating part of a communication system in regards to street lights. Basically, we've got some new technology. This is called an asset controller, and I call it a smart photo cell. One of these devices are on top of, if you want to pass that around, they just mount on top of all street light heads, area light heads in the community, backyard lights that customers may have. And what it does is it ties into our existing network that we have for our smart meters. And so all of the routers are in place, all of the technology is there. And what this is going to do, if I can just kind of give you an idea, this is a new street light head, obviously. So it just mounts on top of it. And so what this is going to do is this is going to provide us a lot of valuable information that sometimes have been a challenge for us to get valid information on the status of street lights, whether they're out, whether they may be day burners, they're burning during the day, whether they may have a connection going bad. But the most important part is a precise location so our techs can repair them. So this device is going to be able to provide all of that data and information back to our internal system and create orders for repairs. It'll give a GPS coordinates on exactly where this light is. And so we're hoping in the future that a lot of the challenges that we experience currently is going to eliminate a lot of them, and we can move forward with repairing streetlights in a timely fashion and not have some of the existing issues we have.
Right.
We do have crews currently installing these, I believe, 1,900 plus locations. In the
town?
city. Yes, sir. So we've got third-party contract crews that are. It's basically real easy. I mean, it just pops in and pops out. But they're going to each location. If it's in a backyard, they're going to have to climb the pole. Obviously, a lot of the street lights are bucket truck accessible, but that is currently going on. When we get these things installed, they'll go into an operational kind of test period. So we're hoping within 90 days, maybe 120 days, when we get everything kind of lined out, make sure they're all communicating like they should, and then the routers are giving the information, we should be able to start processing some of that information internally. It'll be totally behind the scenes to y'all. So we've talked to Dodie about the opportunity to continue to report street lights, and then there's other opportunities for customers to report street lights in the area on our website. And if that happens, that's great. That's not a problem either, because if we can get out there, maybe somebody sees a street light out day after it goes out, well, that'll be fine. We can go repair it the same way as we always did, and then these will always, if this thing comes back on and it doesn't create an order, it's not going to generate one. So hopefully it'll enhance our response to some of these streetlight challenges. We do have, just real briefly, we do have a replace on failure agreement with the city, which means that if the existing streetlight head is bad, non-repairable, and if it's a sodium vapor, we will automatically change it to an LED fixture. Sodium vapor fixtures aren't even being processed or made anymore.
Obsolete.
The technology, they're obsolete. So that's happening. So you're going to have, some areas you'll have nice new LED fixtures up if that light wasn't repairable. So that's continuing to happen. So I just wanted to give y'all an update on that, where we're at. So it's kind of good news. I know for Odie, it's a big challenge. She gets a lot of calls on things. and we appreciate y'all's patience with this. So, do you have any questions?
Council, any questions?
So there's 1,900 going in.
Approximately
Yeah, we have a little over 1,900 streets.
street lights.
Is there a target area that you're focusing on?
Everyone within Alice,
Everyone.
every fixture, yeah.
Nice.
Every fixture, yes.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is obviously no cost. You know, it's something that we're doing. It's technology advancements. And we're
Is there some that are currently on right now? Like,
They're
Yeah.
already, I've seen them all
Oh, yeah.
on camera in Old Kingsville Road. I've seen the little
Yeah.
contraptions on top of it.
Now these, if you look at a head, these are a lot taller than the normal photocell. Normal photocell is probably a quarter of this, so you can see the fixtures that have already had these attached to them.
nice.
So
And does that or asset controller, I mean, can y'all replace the current photo cells that are on there right now on the older ones, or no?
that's exactly what we're doing.
That's what you're doing, okay.
Yes.
And then once they go out, then you replace with LED, right?
Exactly,
Got it.
exactly. When the head goes bad, that's when we replace with the fixture. Will be replaced with an LED.
Can I see the back part of that?
Of
Of the
bottom?
fixture?
the fixture.
Just see how it connects?
It
Okay,
just goes
wow.
it goes on the arm.
Got it.
Slides right in there
Okay.
on the arm. They hook it up
Wow,
and boom, they're
just the
ready to go.
same
See the bottom?
connection?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the LED fixtures,
Nice.
uh,
Convenient?
the value of them is there's no bulb, obviously. So it's one less thing to go wrong with them. So hopefully, we're hoping that these are a lot more reliable than your existing type of a sodium vapor, which is your yellow light, your yellow sodium vapor. That's got a photocell, it's got a bulb, it's got a lot of mechanisms that can go bad. We're hoping that these are a lot more
So
durable.
what color are those going to be? I think?
These are your
White.
your white.
I don't like this
4,000
white.
K.
These are your white light.
The yellow light's creep.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of where we're at.
And I guess is that the lumens on the bottom and the color and the, well, the
Yeah, that's the
That
most.
is
6,000 lumens in
Yeah.
there.
So this
4,000
this
K would
fixture here
be-
would replace a 400-watt sodium vapor.
Nice.
Probably more efficient.
Yes, absolutely,
Great.
absolutely.
I have a question real quick.
Yes.
Are you all done?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So you're replacing all of them, including residential?
Yes.
Okay, how are we notifying our citizens, the residential that have the lights in their backyard so that you have access to the,
They are knocking on doors.
Knocking on doors.
Possibly a leave behind,
Okay.
if it's inaccessible.
Okay.
They'll leave a door hanger, and they'll be coordinating, trying to get in there with the customer.
okay,
The good old days of jumping fences and, kind of keeping a dog away.
that.
Unfortunately, our safety policies have changed since
Right,
then.
right.
So,
I know
yeah,
that
they're
for
they're
sure.
going to contact the customer and be able to get in there
Okay.
with their approval.
is there any change of cost to the residential? The
No.
resident? No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
And then this light, this will actually, there's some billing components that they can look back on and see if the light is being paid for
Okay.
by a customer. We have that sometimes. If a light down a road is facing a house, it means theoretically, it should mean that that's not a street light. The customer was at some point in time probably paying for that light. And so when they call it, we get a street light that may be out, somebody calls it in, but it's actually a customer-owned light. And then we go into, well, was somebody paying for it, or is it? So it becomes kind of some research on the back end that we do. But all of that is case-by-case scenario.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, just out of curiosity, how long do you think until they're all replaced?
All of
The old ones for the new LED?
It's a replace on failure. So if they go bad, when they go bad and they're non-repairable, or there's an indication at some point in time, we won't even be able to get sodium vapor bulbs because they're just not manufacturing them anymore. At that point, anytime there's an issue with the head, we'll have to change it out. Now, there is an opportunity, for us to do, a change out, but there's a cost associated per head to do that because these are already in our asset base and they've been approved by the Public Utility Commission for an asset that we've got already on the books. And so basically our customers are paying for the existing ones. So that's why we just can't go out and change them all out if they're functioning correctly. Yes, sir.
And when you say the head goes out, you're meaning the actual machine itself, not the light bulb? Because if the light bulb goes out, as long as you all can still get them, you're going to keep reusing them.
That is correct.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Understood you.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
And they'll all still have those numbers that we can call it in, just in case, right?
That is correct.
So
There
we need
should
to
be a
make-
6-digit number
Right,
on a street
on the
light
pole.
pole. And we've had numerous communications, and I think Odie's tried to, transfer that information to the public. If you can
Yes.
give the address and/or an intersection with that number, that 6-digit number, it helps our field techs go directly to the light,
Yes, thank
especially
you,
like
Odie.
on
I know-
Texas Avenue where you've got so many of them they can identify. But this new photo cell, they're gonna have the GPS coordinates. They're gonna know exactly where it's at.
That is cool, yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Thank you, Odie, because I know you've done a lot. I've given you a lot of numbers, and I've also called them in, but she's on it.
Yeah, and this is going on, throughout some of our communities currently, but whenever we were talking, I had it expedited, and we put Alice at the top of the list, so we got our resources here to get this done. Alice,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
pretty quick, because we knew that it was a challenge, so thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you.
Great work, Mr. King.
Appreciate it.
Moving on to agenda item 4.6, presentation of Government Finance Officers Association Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reports for 2023. Mr. Esparza?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Mayor, Council, what I'd like to get our finance department staff up here. Oh, there.
Dun, 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 dun.
So we did receive from the GFOA the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting.
They're shy, they don't want to come up here.
And we wanted to
Come
present
on,
this to
y'all.
our finance staff.
Raise your hand, state your name.
Do you swear?
And let me just read what this says, is that, and this program was developed in 1945, and it's to encourage and assist state and local governments to go beyond the minimum requirements of generally accepted accounting principles to prepare annual comprehensive financial reports that evidence the spirit of transparency and full disclosure, and then recognize individual governments that succeed. Like our staff here in our department, they do a really good job. They've earned this report, and they do put in a lot of hours, and it's a lot of work, but it's well worth it. So wanted to, you guys want to help me with it?
Congratulations. No. It is. Oh. Yeah, I was thinking we should go down.
Everybody gets up there and they're all over the place, you know?
We sent her to a class, that's what happened.
It's hard, 'cause we all get caught up out there. Not everybody fits.
No, we sent her during class. We sent her to a class to organize people.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Did you really?
She did a good job.
No, but she did a good job, right?
The way she goes, you'll be happy, like I complain. I never complain.
Moving on to our agenda number 5, consent agenda. All consent agenda items are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and voted on separately. 5.1, discuss, consider, and act upon approval of city council minutes for the March 6, 2025 city council meeting. Council?
May I make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second to accept the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, council. Agenda item number 6, individual consideration. 6.1, hold a public hearing to discuss, consider, and act upon an application for alcohol variance to sell alcohol malt beverage retail dealer off-premise submitted by T&J Grocery and Cocina, 215 South Reynolds, Alice, Jim Wells County, Texas. Hi.
Good afternoon, Council. We had some individuals come in and request an alcoholic beverage variance for the application to sell alcoholic beverages at a location. We went ahead and did a map research on the property, and they are not within the 300-foot limit for public or private schools, church, or public hospitals. However, we do provide an opportunity for anybody within the residential area, 300 foot within their property line, to come in and discuss any comments. We also provide a letter to those residents in that 300-foot area to respond in case they have any objections or comments about the business. It does specify that in this meeting, we are to hold a time for any kind of public comments or anyone to come up with objections. I don't know if we want to go ahead and open that right now, if anyone has any public comments.
Yes. At this time, we will open the public hearing. It is 3:41 p.m. and we open the public hearing. For anyone that wishes to speak in reference to this agenda item is welcome to step forward and speak on behalf of this agenda. Okay. In the meantime, council, do y'all have any questions or anything you would, comments?
Has it been run through P and Z?
No, sir, this doesn't go to P&Z, it comes straight to council.
That was one of the questions we had, right?
Yes, sir.
What happens is code enforcement, when they get an application like this, they go ahead and send out the letters themselves. And so the people that live around, they respond back directly to code enforcement. And so there is some city involvement in those regards to try to determine the desires of the community. It's just you guys get to be the judges of whether the variance is allowed or not without P&Z involved on these situations.
Who sends a letter out themselves?
The inspections department. Yes, sir.
Okay, you guys.
Attached in this packet is the copy of the letter with the response form attached. Speaking about sending out letters, we did send out letters to all the residents. I believe there was 59 residents in that 300-foot area around the proposed grocery store. We didn't receive any feedback, any comments or forms back.
Let's go.
Are they in compliance with the 300-foot?
Yes, sir. They are within compliance.
Let's do it.
I'm just curious, is it beer and liquor or just beer?
I believe it's a malt beverage license, so it would be beer.
Sorry.
Ms. Quinn?
This is that, oh, it's on Reynolds, yeah, the one on Reynolds. Okay. Yeah.
Anyone wishing to speak in reference to this agenda item, you're welcome to come step forward and speak in reference to this. It's a public hearing. Seeing no one wishing to step forward, we will close the public hearing at this time. It is 3:44 PM. Okay? Okay. And Counselor, if there's no further discussion or questions in reference to this agenda item, I will entertain a motion at this time.
May I make a motion to approve the application for alcohol variants to sell alcohol malt beverage retail dealer off premise submitted by T&J Grocery at Ancosina, 215 South Reynolds, Alice, Jim-Wells County, Texas.
Second.
Okay? We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay? Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, council. Thank you, Ms. Agenda item 6.2, review and take action upon extraterritorial jurisdiction, ETJ, removal petition of Christian Ibarra. Mr. Esparza, who will be presenting?
City attorney's gonna discuss this one.
I get to do it.
Well, hello there.
Hello there. And for council, for mayor, and for the general public is that there's a pretty recent law that passed and made it part of our local government code that property owners outside of the ETJ could petition to remove the ETJ, to get removed from the ETJ. In other words, they don't have to follow our requirements and our zoning and those types of things. You know, whether it was a good idea or not a good idea, it passed. It's currently being litigated in Travis County, but for right now, this is the actual law. And there are certain requirements that they have to follow to get it done. You know, just to jump to the end first, Mr. Ibarra didn't follow the requirements that are necessary, so you guys are going to have to reject his petition to have the property removed from the ETJ. Specifically in these regards, that first and foremost they have to provide, it has to be filled out or a petition that's filled out or presented by the owner of the premises. Mr. Ibarra is not the owner of the premises. He did a brief title search, discovered who the owner of the premises was, and that there's no authority listed for Mr. Ibarra or no information given to us in regards to Mr. Ibarra to show that he has authority to act on behalf of the owner. So it fails just because of that. Another problem that we have with it is that the statute requires that there has to be a meets and bounds description attached to the petition or a lot and block number if there is a recorded map or plat. And neither one of those were attached to the petition or identified in the petition. And then finally, and this might be a little more stylistic than anything else, but Mr. Ibarra submitted a petition in regards to something to put, you know how we have petition initiatives in the city where you fill out a petition to get it put on a ballot? That's what he filled out and submitted. And so there's three reasons why it needs to be denied, and so by law it's going to have to be denied, and just move forward from there. So that's staff. My recommendation is to go ahead and excuse me, deny the petition. Excuse me, to deny the petition to release the property from the extraterritorial jurisdiction of the city of Alice.
Council, do y'all have any
As
questions
stated.
on that?
Yeah, well, let's move forward on it.
No questions nor discussion? No. Council, okay.
Motion to,
So I'll entertain a motion at this time.
motion to reject the petition.
Second.
And we have a first and a second to reject the removal from the ETJ petition. Okay. So we have a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Okay. Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries. Thank you, council. 6.3, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting a resolution authorizing tax resale of Lot 10, Block 1, Pittsville Addition Number 1, 304 Peyton, an addition to the City of Alice, Jim-Wells County, Texas, according to the map or plat thereof recorded in Volume 528, page 549, map records of Jim-Wells County, Texas.
Council, this is a tax sale that we go through periodically. The address is the 304 Peyton Avenue, and the bid amount is the $12,300. And if you look at page 30, If you notice on the very bottom, the City of Alice Special Assessments, that's been, we had been for years apparently missing those, and thanks to our city attorney and city clerk and everybody else, Patrick, working with Linebarger, getting those agreements together, and now they're on here, and so we're able to catch those and get reimbursed for the work that we do on mowing liens and things of that sort. So it's there. So we're recommending approval of the tax resale.
Council, any questions in reference to this agenda item?
So that last one, Michael, the assessment, that's the money that we're,
Mhm.
thank you. I'm good.
Mr. Molina? Mrs. Bowen?
No, thank you.
Mr. Garza?
No questions.
Okay, if there's no other questions or comments or discussion, I'll entertain a motion in reference to this agenda item, please.
Mayor, make a motion to adopt the resolution as stated.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Okay. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, moving on to the next agenda item. 6.4, discuss, consider, and act upon approving application for tax refund for year 2024 on property described as Loma Alta Edition Number 1, Lot 8, East 52 feet, Lot 7, Block 4, also known as 1136 Lillian Street, Alice, Jim Wells County, Texas.
Mayor and Council, we've seen this a couple of times before. Also, it's a disabled veteran, 100% exemption from property taxes. Our portion that we're property tax that we're paid in 2024 is $765.31, which is above the amount 500, so it needs to be approved by the governing body.
Council, any questions in reference to this agenda item?
I'm good.
Mr. Beltran?
I'm good, Mayor.
Okay. Mrs. Bowen? Mr. Garza?
No, ma'am?
Okay, if we have no further discussion or questions in reference to this agenda item, I'll entertain a motion at this time.
Mayor, make a motion to accept the application for tax refund for 2024 on property described as Loma Linda, Edition 1, Lot 8,
Loma Alta?
Loma Alta, yeah.
Yes.
Lot 8, E52, Lot 7, Block 4, as known as 1136 Lillian Street, Alice, Texas, Jim Wells County.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, council. 6.5, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Alice approving, presiding, and alternate election judges for voting precincts/places, early voting ballot board, and presiding and alternate judges of the Central Counting Station on Election Day, designation of a Central Counting Station, providing for early voting ballot board, Central Counting Station observation, Central Counting Station, and individuals to serve as presiding judge and alternate judge of the Central Counting Station on Election Day, providing for a savings and severability clause and effective date.
So this is just a standard ordinance, so with the Jim Wells County Administrator, as part of our contract, they keep us up to date on the presiding and alternate judges. So for early voting, that's all they have. Maria Godinez and Rina Guerra, they don't have any of the judges available for the election day. He said they changed, they're out of town, so it's kind of hard to place them, so all we have is those two people for right now.
Okay. Council, any questions?
How many do we usually have?
So they have set for every location that's open on election day. But right now, it's just the courthouse, so they just need those two for early voting.
Okay.
It might be easiest to understand that there's already a notice gone out that this is just what we call precatory. And so it's just one of those things that we've always done in these regards, that Odie changed it, and we talked about it, that Odie changed it, that they're this ordinance authorizes the appointment of judges as per the contract that we
Yes, sir.
already entered into in the election administration office. And so the election administrator basically does all this stuff now. And so it's just done through the contract, and really, and Odie is, she runs our elections here at the city, but really, we contract out to let them do it. So it's all covered.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Mr.
No, okay,
Bennett?
thank you.
Mr. Molina? Mrs. Miller? Mr. Garza?
No, ma'am.
If we have no further questions or discussion, I'll entertain a motion on this agenda item.
Mayor, make a motion that we accept 6.5 as stated.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed?
And just for clarification.
Yes, sir.
It's a motion to adopt.
To adopt.
6.5 is stated.
Okay.
I just wanted to be certain.
So a motion to adopt agenda item 6.5 as stated, okay?
Stated.
And we have a first and a second,
Yes.
and all in favor say aye. I'm sorry,
Aye.
okay. Okay, motion carries, thank you. 6.6, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting a resolution approving and authorizing entering into an interlocal cooperative agreement between all agencies involved for law enforcement services and authorizing and approving a memorandum of understanding for the Lone Star Task Force between counties and City of Alice, authorizing city manager to sign all necessary documents. Hello, Chief.
Hello, Mayor and Council. Thank you for having me here today. So, as you know, we're part of Operation Lone Star, where we receive funds each and every year. And we've been very fortunate for the last 3.5 years that we've received funds. This year, we've applied for a grant right at almost $1 million. But as part of Lone Star, there's also a task force. It's called, which is associated with the Lone Star, Operation Lone Star. And this is it's made up of 49 counties. If we join them, we'll be 50. And so, as you know, in February, we had a big roundup. You saw a lot of law enforcement agencies, and I think Jim Wells is a part of it. And so they came and they assist us. So we want to be part of that. And so we're asking your permission and just to let you know this is what we would like as a city, as a police department, to be part of this Operation Lone Star and to continue fighting our crime and fighting drugs on our streets. And now realize that we'll not just be here. There's times that we will be in other counties assisting them in their operations too. But also, in turn, they'll be here like they did, and we had over 60 law enforcement working our streets, and so we want to continue with that. So that's why. And I did run this by our city attorney, and so now I bring it before you.
Okay, thank you. Council, any questions? Mr. Beltran?
I think it's great.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Molina?
Thank you, Chief.
Mrs. Bowen?
Thank you. Wonderful collaborations. Thank you.
Mr. Garza?
Keep up the great work.
Thank you, sir.
Was it good, John?
That was great.
Perfect. You say it's good.
That's awesome.
All right.
Okay, if we have no further discussion or questions in reference to this agenda item, I'll entertain a motion at this time.
May I make a motion to adopt a resolution approving and authorizing entering into an interlocal cooperative agreement between all agencies involved for law enforcement services and authorizing and approving memorandum of understanding for the Lone Star Task Force between counties and City of Alice, authorizing city manager to sign all necessary documents.
I'll second.
Okay,
And with this, we need to, I believe the interlocal needs to be signed by the mayor. I think it's set. Is the MOU have the mayor to sign it? Or is
I
it?
It's
believe
for the chief, actually.
it asked for my resignation.
I don't think so.
Don't scare us like that.
Okay, authorizing,
We're fine as
We
you,
know.
as long as you all approve it. We're fine.
okay, we're fine. One of you guys need to sign it.
Yes, thank you.
Oops.
Thank you, sir.
Uh-oh.
okay, so we had a motion and a second. Who seconded? Mr. Garza? Okay, so all in favor say aye.
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 Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, council. 6.7, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting a resolution of approving the submittal for a grant application number 5538601 for Border Zone Fire Department grant and authorizing city manager to sign all documents necessary.
And we have Patrick on his way in. Growing a mustache in case y'all.
Sorry, I was still trying to convince the other chief to not resign.
Good job. Almost
So-
didn't recognize you.
Yeah.
What I'm asking for is ratification of submitting a grant application for the Border Zone Fire Department grant. This is a grant application that is, or grant program that is still fairly new. This is only, it's only in its third round of funding. And so we can request equipment. We did request 200 and, give you the exact number here, $246,470. The max you can apply for is 250, so I got as close as I could with the equipment. So this is going to purchase equipment for our department. It includes everything from wildline equipment to hazmat equipment to detection equipment for some of the chemicals that we have to deal with out there on the highway. And so
Good.
How much was that again? 246?
$246,470.
Okay.
And 7 cents.
Thank you.
Okay, council, any questions? Mr. Garza?
No, ma'am. Keep
Mrs.
good
Miller?
work.
Mr. Molina? Mr. Beltran?
Well, good. Keep up the good work, Chief.
Okay, so if there's no further questions or discussion in reference to this agenda item, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion to adopt the resolution approving the submittal of a grant application number 5538601 for Border Zone Fire Department grant and authorizing city manager to sign all documents necessary.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
It is a zero match. I forgot to mention that. It's a zero match grant.
Okay. Thank you.
We like those.
Thank you. And your list.
6.8, discuss, consider, and act upon reviewing tipping fees for City of Alice landfill for Jim Wells County Commissioners. Okay, Mr. Esparza?
Sure, Mayor and Council, so with last year's adopted budget, the tipping fee, we just looked at inside and outside the city limits. There used to be a fee for Jim Wells County government. And we looked at it during our budget, and we just presented a one in and out because the Jim Wells County government fee is people that are outside the city limits. So it's not giving the county a discount, it's giving other people a discount that live outside the city limits. And, they don't pay taxes inside the city of Alice, they don't contribute to they contribute to a fee, but the taxpayers ultimately are on the hook for any kind of landfill expansion, and development and landfills are pretty expensive. So we decided to do that. Now we have two commissioners that do collect garbage outside the city limits, so their customers are Jim Wells County customers. And they were asking for a discount, and while it's we don't want to go down to what an inside the city limit customer would pay. We figured I got with finance, and we talked about lowering it to a $70 from an 86 to a 70, which is about an 18% discount. We do work well with the commissioners in the county, and we help each other out when we can. And ultimately, whether they continue providing those garbage services or not, I don't know. I know that they're not required to, but they do. Two precincts do. So we were recommending to go ahead and adjust the fee for the Jim Wells County government to be $70 instead of 86. If you guys thought that would be okay. And it is going to lower projected revenue, probably by about maybe about $60,000 is what it would be. And in turn, there's some things that we do benefit from them. Like, for example, we're going to be able to get some dirt from one of the commissioners to help offset costs at the landfill. There'll be two projects, so they're willing to do that and truck it out there as well. So, it's a give and take. So I think it's, it could end up being a wash, and so we'll help each other out that way.
Council, any questions? Mr. Beltran?
That sounds great. Good, thank you.
Mr. Molina?
Yeah, it's good when you keep those relations kind of,
Mhm.
win-win, because
Yeah.
the past hasn't been,
Win-win.
Okay, thank you.
Mrs. Bowens?
So it's 70 instead of, it was
Instead of
86?
86.
Oh, okay.
I think we would just label it Jim Wells County Government,
Yeah.
like we did before.
I was gonna ask you that. Okay.
60,
That'll work. Thank you.
Mr. Garza?
We're not gonna be taking on any more extra trash, right? It's
No,
basically the same trash.
still the same trash.
Alrighty.
Mhm.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Council, if there's no further discussion or questions in reference to this agenda item, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion to adjust tipping fee for the Jim Wells County government from 86 to 70.
Second.
Okay. We have a first and a second.
That's okay. You got it.
We have a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, council. 6.9, discuss, consider, and act upon recommendations on Parks Evaluation Report dated October 25th, 2024, prepared by Mitch Wright with Vista Planning and Design. Mr. Esparza? Who will, Mr. Chapo, you will be presenting?
I believe city manager will be out, just be backing him up here a little bit.
Okay.
So, No, yeah, so, and what you have in front of you, we commissioned, a firm, Vista Planning and Design, last year to go over what we had as a parks plan and relook at all our parks and see what needed to be done, made a lot of recommendations. And I know you just got this on Friday, so we kind of weren't expecting any action. We wanted to give it, if y'all had some ideas from it, but we will bring it back up at another meeting. But I wanted you to review this, but what we've done is, and Mike and Jennifer and our staff have used some of these things to make the repairs that need to be made, to make some of the improvements that need to be made at the parks and the sporting fields, to keep our area safe. Like we talked about before, we're looking at some common sense measures, painting, safety, some lighting and things like that we've done. And so, what I'd like to do is for you guys to, well, I guess, Mike, some of the things that you've done, we talked about before, but I mean, here recently, you've done, some lighting at, Old Boys and Girls Club and.
Boys and Girls Club, getting lighting, we've done some, of course, tree trimming, just, backstops have been fixed. We've been doing a lot of little things that, are helping out the parks at the Boys and Girls Club on the south side, and tables that are rotted. So we took into consideration the evaluation that they gave us, and we combed through it and found stuff that we could do in-house and stuff that we couldn't do. We contracted out a little bit. So we're moving forward with it, and just excited about things happening at the parks.
Yeah, so there's a lot of activity that they've been doing, and they've been nonstop. And the next agenda, we'll talk about some of the things that we want to move forward with y'all's approval. But what I'd like to do is give y'all some time to review this and see some of the recommendations that they have, adding maybe some pickleball courts, some basketball courts in certain areas, and be able to act on this at another meeting. But really just wanted you guys to get this presented so you could review.
I think in y'all's packets, there's a picture of proposed pickleball court, basketball court. That's the next one, okay. Just some stuff that, that we could keep going forward with the parks.
Okay, so on this agenda item, we would have to act on so that y'all can proceed or just, what are you proposing?
No, it'd be the next one. This one, no action.
All this is just him giving it to you so you all can review it, look at it, see if you want to have some more recommendations in the future.
Okay.
And I know that it says discuss, consider, and act upon
Yeah.
recommendation on parks, but really the only thing that's on that proposal that's coming forward is the next agenda item at this meeting. And there's some other things that Mike has been doing in addition to that.
Okay. All right, so on 6.9, no action needed, no action taken, okay.
So we can't ask that question?
No, I mean, if you want to discuss it, yeah, so this is why, what was on here to be able to discuss and see if there's anything that you did see that you wanted to act on already, but it was more of a presentation to show you some of the ideas that they have, and so, you know, kind of like if you look at page 94, it shows, you know, some parks that were able to be installed there, and that's,
Okay, well, the only question I really had was, I know I had called you the other day about, a park that needed some TLC. That Chris Brazel Park, did you find out if that's one of ours, or does it belong to that church?
that's a city park.
Chris Pratt is
City
ours,
park?
yes, ma'am.
Because
And
I
we're
was suggesting that we, you know, kind of include that park. It's a little, very little park, you know, but
And you're
I would
thinking
like to
playground
see
equipment, is that what you're
playground
thinking? Mm-hmm.
equipment for the kids, and I have not gone by there at night to see if there's lighting, but somebody had told me that there was one pole there.
There is one, that's correct.
Yeah, just-
Because we've gone around and checked all the lights at all the parks, and we're trying to make sure that they're all on, and you are right, that one has one.
Yeah.
Maybe it could use another one, so that's something definitely to consider.
Where's this park at?
It's on Martin Luther King, next to True Light Baptist Church. They utilize that park there. It was dedicated to Chris Brazel. It's
Right
called the
next
Chris
to the
Brazel.
levee.
Right,
There's a
right
circle-
next to
there's a
it.
circle
Right next
drive
to that
at the
old,
church, And then a circle drive, and then it's right there.
On Lattice Creek.
I was told that a lot of the people that live back there use that park to even walk around. They
Okay.
use it to walk around, so,
Definitely.
because I
look
kind of
into-
inquired
Look
about.
into that, yes, ma'am.
Please, thank you.
Mhm.
I would like to see more done at Craig Park. That's just me personally. I know we have, I think I see I guess
You
it's
see
a
here-
tennis court or something.
They showed, on Craig Park, they showed some pickleball courts, but of course those could be substituted for basketball and pickleball, however you wanted to do it. But that's what he drew up on there.
That's on the next one?
I don't know anybody plays
What?
that, but anyway, go ahead.
Craig Park is the oldest park in the city.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
oh, okay.
It needs some TLC too.
It's on the,
On the
we're looking at
list.
it also. I've got some visions for that park also. I know I talked to city manager about, there's an old, where the fire station was, the cement slab there, possibly remove it. City manager, you know, we had some discussion if it was still, you know, usable. It's got too many cracks and bumps, so my recommendation is maybe take it off. A basketball court there, a pickleball court there, some lighting. You know, we'd have to get maybe a poll of the neighbors there, what they think about that additional noise there. That report that they gave us,
Noise?
It-
What'd you say?
noise, just,
Because it's residential around.
Uh-huh.
it's a residential area, so the guy in the report mentioned that it could be a little noisy there because there's a lot of, you know, people that live around there, so we'd have to take all that into consideration.
I don't even know what that means. Like seriously, what do you mean noise? Like,
Kids, you run around.
it's a park. Are you kidding me?
I know, right?
Park, like,
No, I'm with you, I just,
That's something they consider when they look at all.
that's
these. I mean,
something that he
whether
put
we
in.
They
consider-
have a curfew,
It's in the
right? We do
report.
have a curfew.
right.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying about the lights. I missed that there.
Yeah. It's in the
They don't go
report,
out and
it's
play,
not,
man.
it's not me,
Yeah.
it's in the report.
I hear you.
Get them out there.
And Mike, you're the perfect person for the job, you know?
Yes.
And,
I just want to balance everything, you know,
no,
just
no,
make sure.
I hear you.
uh,
No, I brought it up to Michael at one point that I know, you know, we're all pushing the Boys and Girls Club because we got Anderson over on the north side and Boys and Girls Club, and it's kind of out there, you know? I mean, there's really not a big residential area around it other than Miss Odie here. But no, I mean, I coached baseball there and the ball would go into a field with cows, right? Because there was a fence line over there on the south
sir.
side. I'm just saying some of these other ones that are kind of more centrally located in the middle of these places where kids don't need their parents. They can actually walk out there and play hoops or play.
I'm with you. The reason I brought that up is, it's because it's in the report that man made.
Right.
He said,
Yes.
take into
Right.
consideration.
And I'm making light of it. I always do that. I've been here for a few years. But, yeah, I'm not talking noise. I'm like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about? Like,
he put in the report. I'm just.
I hear you.
just bringing
Hey,
it
that's
up.
something we gotta do.
I'm all for it. I mean, I have,
We did get a complaint about noise on the basketball court.
We have.
What was,
It has.
where was that at?
It was the residential area on Reynolds, I think. It was noisy. They were playing
So-
super.
Craig Park
Not in
has,
the park though, but yeah.
we're gonna,
Outside.
it has a playground equipment too, right?
Yes, it has a
So we're
playground
gonna
equipment.
keep
It
that.
has a backstop. It has a little bit of lighting. It has a lot of potential.
Right.
Yes.
It has a lot of
Those,
potential.
those fields are a little too small for like probably the
Yeah.
bigger, kid pitch, whatever, but
Yeah.
kickball fields or maybe T-ball,
Right.
absolutely. I even coached some boys there in that northwest corner.
Mm-hmm.
They're real small. Parking's horrible, but, people go one way all the way around, or it used to be one way.
Yeah, and I'm glad you bring that up. The parking is another thing that we would have to look at. So that one has to be looked at a little bit slower.
Right.
But it's there's stuff that can be done.
But I'm like you, if there's some issues with the concrete, just bust it out and start all over. And I mean, that's the whole idea of this whole movement, to try and kind of get kids to
Yes,
get
sir.
off their computers and phones and get out there and get some fresh air and some vitamin D and make noise. No, just kidding.
Quality of life.
And I'm curious, is there a playground there at the Veterans Park?
At Veterans Park, yes, sir, there is.
It's a really
Yes,
nice
sir.
Do they have a good lighting also?
Yes, we had a lot of them repaired here very recently. So, yeah, there is lighting there. A lot of trees, a lot of shade. That's another area that we could add something, in the future. We want to tackle them one at a time, with the direction of you guys and funding that you guys would allow.
I think I remember years ago when I was on the skateboard committee, they were thinking about putting that skateboard area out there, so.
I like that.
That was in 96.
I like that. I like for the
Oh,
kids
back.
to be outside and enjoy the facilities that the city has available for them. So I like all the ideas.
It's a really nice.
We just take y'all's direction
Really nice park there.
of what y'all want us to do.
And thank you all for fixing placing the flags underneath the memorial there and all that, and really appreciate it. And I know there's a lot of trees, because I raked it.
Yes, yes.
It's a lot of trees,
Hey,
but
Mike,
it's beautiful.
Just give everybody back. I've known Mike probably 40 years or so. I would never say something like, "Hey, I'm against this," whatever. I think we're all on board on this, and I think you're doing a great job. You've taken the reins, and and eventually you obviously somebody comes and takes ownership like that. I mean, we're not out there a lot, right? I mean, we are, but we kind of not. But you kind of having a vision to see other things that others don't. I mean, that's why I obviously has you there. I see on page 93 you have that. It's like a splash pad or something there.
Yes.
Are we looking into that for Boys and Girls Club or no?
Not currently a splash pad.
Well, what is that? I mean, they just run around and right? I mean, right? You see it on 93?
I don't have it in front of me, I think.
Kind of just nozzles, kind of spraying water.
Oh,
up.
yes.
Right, it does look like a splash
Remember
pad,
we
I
talked
agree with
about
you.
that, Robert, about,
Yeah, I know they have one.
Anderson Park.
I know they have one in Kingsville that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Again, that's
You guys did some
the
research on 'em.
the recommendation that the guy that did the report put on there. One of the ideas.
Yeah, there's a splash pad. One of them is a splash
Yeah.
pad. It's got the
Yeah.
little umbrellas. I mean, the
Yeah.
little kind of.
Shows it right there.
Yeah.
How about this for curiosity? A little splash pad underneath the tower, the water tower, integrating it.
Which one here?
Uh-huh.
I tell you,
I was like, I don't like that idea, sorry.
We have a fence out around there for a reason.
Yeah, there's a fence around for a reason.
I like the
Now,
idea. We'd have to put
I
a-
wanted it at the Anderson Park, but where there's
Yeah, yeah.
already lighting, where it used to be the,
Well, that'd really be
Where the old pool used to be at.
that would be a good kind of a draw out there, Boys and Girls Club, and
Yeah.
look into something like that. Even something like this, it looks like it's all laid out with pavers or tile or something.
Yeah,
very pretty.
More of
Yeah.
of an attraction, like a centerpiece,
Mm-hmm.
I know kids would like that just with the colors and everything.
Right.
I don't know about the whole liability part, but they have one in Kingsville that's pretty. It's cool. I mean,
Yeah,
And
there's
this is what we want. We want discussion. We want we want y'all's ideas. We want y'all's input. We want to follow y'all's direction.
Well, we shouldn't settle for one splash pad. We should do several.
And that's why, we wanted to give this to you guys to read, absorb, and it's interesting. It's good to look at and gives us ideas and.
Well, now that we got the green light, but on the hot funds, and we have a.
Yes.
What is that company that also said that they would, they offer a grant, remember, they were to improve the park, like exercise equipment and.
Oh, that
remember?
came to us at one
It was
time.
tied to kind of.
I wonder if you could reach out to them
Yeah.
also. They've been trying to get with the city in reference to that. They offer where they,
What was that?
they'll
That was when
install a,
Chris was here.
um,
They brought it to us.
Oh, is that the one that wanted to run advertisements on the back of it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a long
Yeah,
time
that one.
ago.
I'm not doing
We
that.
didn't agree to that. I don't
All right,
think.
But I don't think he wanted to run advertisement,
No,
not
we said
this
we
one.
could if,
Yeah, this
but-
was
but,
different,
yeah.
but they
Is there a
offered a
walking-
grant. Huh?
Is there a walking trail at Boys and Girls Club? No?
There's not.
Not a designated
But the
trail.
idea is.
Follow the leader.
The idea is to put one out there. 'cause
Follow
they're
the kind of like a park. That-
See, the vision is to have the overflow of what's happening at Anderson Park
Tie into that
go
one.
that way,
Yeah,
and then
basically.
eventually go to Craig Park. We want to touch them all.
Nice.
You know, we should really rent the Real bus and go do a tour of all the parks and have discussions out there. You have to have the visual.
I have a vision for the old Boys and Girls Club building to be gutted out and used as a pavilion. But, you know, we want your guys'
There's a lot of
blessings for
ideas.
stuff like that. That's another idea that we have out there, and just different things that we want to do that, you know, under y'all's direction.
Say it again.
Well, the good thing about it is we're taking baby
Pavilion?
steps right now.
Right.
With what we have and.
Steps.
So while we're at that, we probably should, let's open 6.10, that way we can talk about the Boys and Girls Club, like, I mentioned that.
So moving on to 6.10, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting an ordinance for budget amendment for project Staying Active to continue to enhance and upgrade existing sports facilities or fields, with adjoining parks. Okay.
And this is what they came up with, the project Staying Active. And what Mike and his staff came up with some ideas, and they got some estimates of lights, irrigation, playground equipment, demolition of the I should say, not complete demolition, turning the building of the old Boys and Girls Club into a pavilion. Similar to like we have at the Anderson Park, somebody can utilize or rent for parties, and it's just an open space. That'll have some shade. Making some basketball courts and pickleball courts out there.
Yes.
Is the building a playing field?
No, the improvement is, because
It's not,
That's-
it's an improvement for,
I understand, but,
for what would come.
changing in the Huntsman statute is to upgrade playing field.
Right.
Maybe it counts, maybe we could say it was, I
Put
don't know.
a couple of basketball.
We could look to try to figure out, but the point that I'm trying to make is that potentially demolition of that building or clearing that building out might not be covered by the house.
on the improvement.
Right.
We just need to look at it.
It's like using it to ready
So it's just plain fields then.
for tournaments.
And you know, and I can't remember the exact language, but I'll look at it with Mike and see if there's a way that we can legally fit it in.
It wouldn't qualify as demo, it would be a remodel.
Well, and it's not about demo or remodel, it's about what we can use it on.
Right, right.
And potentially removing is an item, maybe if it was gonna become, you know, we just gotta sit and try to figure
Yeah,
out a way.
in the adjoining
if it's gonna
fields.
be included.
So filling the pool or refurbishing wouldn't even qualify.
You know,
Pool is a sporting,
Well,
It's not a field.
we just need to sit down and look at it.
Yeah, you need to.
Because, well, if we fill it up during it, guess what? Now it
No
is.
more.
Right? And so it's just one of those things. We just need to look at a way to fit inside the statute.
Okay.
What size pool is out there at that old boys? Is it a?
It's a big one.
About a half an Olympic.
It's huge.
Okay.
At least 100 by 60.
And we have, what, 10 acres out there? Or
9 acres.
9 acres.
9 point something.
Plenty of fields out there to work on.
It's a lot of potential you can.
You said that those lights are a lot more inexpensive than the,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So we're looking at irrigation, and lights, and pickleball courts and basketball courts.
And everything's open, right? Nothing's locked up, no fences, no gates, no locks, all that, right? We're not
Right.
enclosing anything.
No.
It's
The
all
only-
free.
The only thing that's fenced is the old, swimming pool, just for safety
Needs to be.
purposes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's fenced.
Perfect. I like it.
Okay.
So this is a breakdown of so Mora Field, which is right by the VFW and the Anderson Park next to the golf course, irrigation there can be extended from the golf course. And that's reclaimed water. The other ones we need to look at, that won't be reclaimed water unless we can, it's too far to run.
I did talk to Joe Sines. He said that there's a water line, 2-inch line that runs through that alley there that we could tie into,
Which one?
right behind Arcadia Street.
Oh, right.
That alley there, we could tie in there for a possible new system and stay away from the reclaim.
But, that field does need an upgrade on lights. That gets used by Boys and Girls Club for soccer. It gets used for some flag football as well, but mainly soccer. And that's it's a big field.
Yep.
It's a big field to light up, and the lights it has right now are not geared for lighting up the whole area. And so that's part of this estimate that Mike received. So the east field, we're looking at new irrigation for the east field.
Yes, sir.
Also, so,
Eastfield's the one right by the golf course, yeah, that has no irrigation.
right. And as far as the old Boys and Girls Club, some of the items on there, as long as, once John approves some of those, we can look to move forward. So what we're looking for is, we're looking for the budget allocation, of course, from hot funds of the $817,725 to cover the, all the items listed here, which are lights at $360 for Mora Field, and the irrigation at $17,000, an Eastfield irrigation at $16,000, a playground at the Boys and Girls Club for $247, and the breakdown is there, and the building demo, if allowed, and the irrigation out there at $17,000, and the basketball court, pickleball courts at about $89,000.
Is that gonna be a full basketball court?
Yes, it'll be a full basketball
Wow,
court.
nice.
Resurface the cement that's there, paint the lines, just get it all up to code.
Awesome.
And then right next to it, pickleball right next to it. There's enough room for pickleball
What
also.
if you,
It's a lot of land there, and it has a lot of parking, and a nice area to be able to have a walking trail that would also be able to go through some of the shaded area as well. We've been talking about, for a few years, we talked about trying to get Salasad. We weren't able to get it. That would have been a nice complement to what we have at Anderson Park. And so we have all this land there, and it would be, that's, Salasad would have been a nicer location, I believe, but this is just as good. It's a lot of land, a lot of shade, a lot of trees, a lot of parking.
I think it's a great idea because it's an asset,
Mm-hmm.
our asset, and this is an enhancement to the asset instead of seeing it just not being utilized.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I love the way, the designs and stuff. Hey, council, any other questions in reference to this agenda item?
I have a question on, so the agenda is, continue to enhance and upgrade existing sports facilities and fields with adjoining parks. You have listed here Harkins Park,
Yes, ma'am.
and it says irrigation.
Yes, ma'am.
Michael, I thought that they had already did that irrigation, in the past, like a couple years back.
No, there were some repairs to it.
Repairs?
Yeah, just
So this
repairs.
is like a complete
A new-
replacement?
Yeah, it's an old system with a lot of leaks.
Okay.
And anytime it gets repaired, there's something else that goes bad.
Another leak popping up here and there. What about the lighting? Did we discuss the lighting? Remember, we talked about the lighting out there. Are we
Yeah,
gonna
we-
include that or not right now?
Lighting, we didn't include it in here because it's come up an issue with the airport that's right next door, so I didn't even bring it up. The irrigation is just first things first.
I thought we already discussed the lighting, that it was not gonna be an issue with the airport.
Well, I mean, the light, we can install lighting, it just can't be the height restriction we have there.
Okay.
And, where we figured we could put it to get the not even the proper height, it would be facing toward the airport. We want to be facing out,
Right.
and that's where we're most restrictive. So we can get some lighting like we do with some of these other fields, not to ballpark field lighting, but just to get some lighting out there.
Okay.
And it'll be, within the height restrict that we can do, but
Right.
that's something we can look at outside of this anyway.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And guys, we might have it worded so it includes a sports facility, just not a playing field.
Right.
We need to look at it specifically.
Sure.
Right, right. I believe that's what it
As
is.
far as I'm concerned, go ahead and approve it as presented, and then we can look to see if we can allocate everything where they want to. If not, then he can always come back and, take care of it.
Yeah, because it's readying the parks for tournaments and different things like that. Okay, I'm good, thank you.
No further discussions. I'll entertain a motion in reference to this agenda item.
Mayor, I make a motion to adopt an ordinance for budget amendment for projects staying active to continue to enhance and upgrade existing sports facilities or fields with adjoining parks.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Is that with Mr. Garza or Mr. Beltran? Mr. Beltran? Okay, we have a second, first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I'm looking forward to seeing
Thank you, Mike.
this.
Thank you, guys.
6.11, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting an ordinance for budget amendment for budgeted position from General Fund Police CID to Patrol Division to cover staffing. Hello.
So with us, Chief?
I am. I'm still here.
Second.
Good.
So, when our budget was adopted, as you know, it's broken into different categories. So you have administration, you have criminal investigation division, you have police department, it goes on and on. So we noticed that in the CID department, we had 2 vacancies. And so we would like to move one of those vacancies to patrol. So the initial budget was adopted, and so we just want to make that change.
That amendment.
Yes, ma'am. That way it doesn't hit us on patrol, and naturally we would look like we're over budgeted on patrol. We need to move that position over to from CID to our patrol division, and just wanted your permission to do so at this time.
Okay. Mr. Esparza, any other? No? Okay. Council, any questions?
Oh, we're good.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Mrs. Bowen?
No, we're good, thank you.
Mr. Garza?
No, ma'am. Good.
Okay. So if there's no further discussion or any questions in reference to this agenda item, I'll entertain a motion at this time.
Mayor, I make a motion to adopt an ordinance for budget amendment for a budgeted position from General Fund Police CID to Patrol Division to cover staffing.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
6.12, presentation and discussion from Alice Fire Chief Patrick Thomas regarding statistics for the first quarter calls for service. I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council.
Hello.
I have before you the first quarter statistics and activity for the Alice Fire Department. On your cover sheet, you'll see that I reference that we do have an increase in the amount of calls for service this quarter. And the primary reason for that was because of the wildfire season that we're having. We're having a very abnormal, busy wildfire season. Will go on through the midsummer, and hopefully it will slow down a little bit. But we're currently, we did get some rain, and that did help a little bit. But we're already back into those wildfire danger days, and so we have been working with our state partners and other fire departments. If you'll notice that there are a lot of vehicles driving around from other fire departments from all over the state, and that's going to continue to happen. We just had a crew swaps this past week, so there's some new departments that have come in and replaced some of the other departments that have kind of been swapped out. So you'll see that. You'll see our hotels are full. We like seeing the hotels full, but not when there's fires, right? So total, we did have one day, so a difference from last year to this year. I'd like to point out that we did have a total of 37 additional calls for service this year from last year, and 77 of those calls were in the county from this year to last year. So I just wanted to highlight that. I know that's always something that is asked. How many times are we going out there? I did include that report in this packet, so you can see that.
Thank you.
Aside from that, we continue with our training and filling vacancies and hosting training. So if you have any other questions, I'll entertain those now.
Mrs. Bell?
How many vacancies do you have?
Right now I have 7, and we have 5 that are currently going through the process. As soon as we get done with those 5, we'll open up testing again and get. We do have a number of applicants that are waiting for us to open up the next testing round, so that way they can test as well. So it's looking promising.
Good, thank you.
Mr. Garza?
No question, no questions at the moment, thank you.
Thank you so much for all y'all do, and I thank y'all for protecting
Yes, ma'am.
our city. And y'all been busy.
Yep, it has been a busy couple months.
Yes, thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Get the other chief.
Mayor, I'd be out of order just for one moment. I couldn't
Yes.
remember the exact language, but I was able to look it up, and it's existing sports facilities as well. It's not just playing field, so we would definitely say that was an existing sports facility.
Exactly.
Yep.
We had boxing, we had basketball, we had everything.
Swimming,
everything.
everything.
Yep.
I mean,
That's great. Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
Okay, agenda item 6.13. Here, discuss and act upon presentation by Alice Police Chief Eden Garcia concerning staffing, operations, intergovernmental cooperation, equipment, usage, procurement, and crime arrest prosecution data of the Alice Police Department. Welcome,
Thank you,
Chief,
Mayor.
again.
No, thank you for having me, and thank you to each and every one of you. So this is our first quarter, and we'll be going, I put today's date, but this is the last 3, January, February, and March. Naturally, we talk about our mission and our core values. But our first quarter stats, response calls, we had 5,422 calls that we responded to in the city. When we look at, so that's a lot. You know, we answer calls, and this is for dogs, this is for crime, this is for all kinds of incidents that happen within our city. We do that's so in the last 3 months we had 5,422 burglaries for habitation. That's someone where you live in a home that someone's living in. We've had 6 in the last 3 months. That's 2 per month. If you recall, in the past we used to average up to close to 23 a month. So that's come down significantly. Our buildings, we had a burglary of a building, 11 in 3 months, and vehicles, 11 in also in 3 months, and that's an average of 3.5 a month. Alarm calls, 144. So when we talk about alarm calls, that's a business, a home, that their alarms go off. We respond to those calls and to make sure that everything's okay. So that is, we do those, and that's constantly each and every day, just about. And then arrests, we had 192 arrests within the last 3 months. That's come down significantly. Vehicle accidents, we had 128. Drug offenses in the last quarter was 35. Aggravated assaults, we had 10. And in homicides, we had 1, and that was the one in January that we had. So I had to put that in there. Grants, so in this past Friday, we had applied with the help of Michael, we applied for a grant, and this will provide us a family violence, sexual assault, a protective order of investigators strictly for these types of incidents in question. So this is something that we look forward to how we can help our community, how we can help better serve them, people that are in need. So we applied for a position. It was initially for $86,000 to cover some overtime and some other expenditures, but we did get the position. So as of Friday, they funded us $60,000. That's for one position. So theoretically, we have an officer that's in criminal investigation that will slide into that slot. So that's something that we'll look at also, how we'll fill that other position at next year's budget. So I was really proud of the officers. Lieutenant Sines actually is the one that put this grant together. And so I was really, really proud of him and the work and his efforts to get this going. We'll be working with other cities also in assisting them, and also our district attorney and our county attorney in making sure that we have an investigator strictly for these types of incidents. And I think that will help us a lot. So that's a new grant that we just received. Project Refurbish, I call this part Project Refurbish. It's our impound lot. So they provided over 15 truckloads of crushed asphalt that went to our impound lot. And if you recall in the past, and I wish I had taken before and after pictures. I have some after pictures. But the before, it was bad. There was high grass. And Demetrio always did a good job of helping us, making sure it was clean. And it was hard, especially when we would get rains. It would saturate with grass, and it was always a problem. So we got with TxDOT and also with our commissioner, Huicho Gonzalez. And he was instrumental in helping us get those loads of asphalt. And he also delivered those asphalt loads to our impound lot himself. So just like to say thank you to Huicho and Commissioner Gonzalez for his efforts, for always being there to assist us. And I'd also like to thank Demetrio and Joe Saenz for taking the time to go out there and clean the lot, scrape it, and then throw the asphalt for us. So, I mean, and if you ever go out there to the city yard, just look at the impound lot, and I'll show you some pictures, and it stayed really nice. But this is what it looks like now. And before, it was covered in grass or weeds. So so it's come a long way, and now you've got a real nice impound lot. But there's Huicho and JJ, and naturally Precinct 4, they helped us.
Very good, thank you.
Any questions?
Council, Mr. Beltran?
Do you see any other projects that are needing to be done that can be teamed up with other commissioners?
Ooh, off the top of my head, maybe animal control. I think that's something that we could start looking at a little bit more. I know we do have a not a drug problem, but a dog problem in our community, because I hear it, right? We hear it every day.
Right.
And we hear it from our constituents and the people out in our streets of the dog problem and the cat problems that we have. But I know that I'd like to team up with them, because we do help one another.
Sure.
In maintaining our not maintaining, but they do help us with feed and stuff for the dogs. But maybe we can see some investments from them and maybe try to spruce up our facility.
Right.
That's something that we could look at in the future. But as of now, we always work with the county.
Okay.
Our projects are always to work together. And with the sheriff's department, I can honestly say, we do work projects with them. And our commissioners, again, I'm just grateful for all they do for us and what they help us. But if you have any projects that you think that we can assist them and team up with them, I'd be more than glad to always listen and to open up to any suggestions that you may have or this council may have.
No problem. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for always supporting us.
Mr. Molina?
Thank you. Appreciate it, Chief. Good job.
Mrs. Bone?
I know in the past, Commissioner Huicho Gonzalez has, we both had meetings with you and with the sheriff, Danny Bueno at the time. We have 2 officers, is that correct, for the city?
That's correct, ma'am. For animal control,
Animal
yes, ma'am.
control is what I'm talking about.
So-
And then the county also has 2 now.
I know they have 1. I don't know if they have that second position filled.
Oh.
But I do know they have 1, and they do help us from time to time, and we help them from time to time. Our animal control officers are certified through the state, and so we're proud of that. And so it gives us a little bit more on how we, naturally, because we have the facility, our officers have to be certified, and so they are. But we help the county a lot, and we hope to do more projects on that, maybe.
Yes.
I don't want to hold them to the fire, because I know they have asked us that they want to help us.
Yes.
But that's something that we could visit with them in the future
Okay.
and see what we can do. But go ahead, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's see, there was one more question I had. Just slipped my mind. I guess
I'm
I have
sorry,
to go
ma'am.
I have to knock on your door again.
Yes, ma'am,
Like I
anytime.
always do. I'll come back to it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Garza?
Just on the verge of sounding like a broken record. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir. The officers, to the officers, I wish I could always take credit, but I can't. It's for the boots to the ground and the officers that work out there each and every day, both men and women. So it's to them that we, and I know, and let me just say something real quick. When we talk about numbers in our city, it's hard to imagine how they can be so low, right? And you hear people lie. It's not a lie. Our numbers are true numbers. This city, these officers work hard each and every day. We solve our crimes. We have a great relationship, and we've been working hand in hand with our district attorney. I've been attending those meetings myself to make sure that we're adhering to the rules and guidelines that are set forth, right? And to make sure that our people, the people that are doing crimes in our city, are being brought, and we're not prosecuting, but we're making our cases. We're developing everything that we need in order to make a successful case.
Correct.
Right? And so I'm working hand in hand with them and making sure this has happened. And you have seen the numbers start going down. And I invite you to go to my office, and I'd love to show you our numbers because they're true numbers, and we're not going to tell you something that's not true. And so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the officers. I'm proud of everything that they've done. I'd love to take credit for it, but I can't. Everything is them. And so it's a great department. And thank you for having me to be a part of it.
Spoken like a true leader. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's move on to, let me see. Did I ch-
Okay, which one was that,
Okay,
613?
this 614 here, status report on March 2025 month-end financial statement summary of funds and delivery of March 2025 check registers. What? I was like, I lost my.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council.
Hello.
Good afternoon. We are looking at the 6-month ending March 31st, 2025. Our general fund revenues are $6,936,133. Property tax budget was $1,593,811, and year to date we have received $2,722,158. On Exhibit B, we have our M&O and INS. We have last year we had received $3,715,747, and this year we're about $258,000 above that mark at $3,973,983. Sales tax was budgeted at $3,291,000, and we were showing $2,273,519 through January. On Exhibit C, that's our sales tax budget versus actual, and this includes the month of February. February's collection was $519,987. 2025's budget is $2,742,500, and we have an actual of $2,793,506. Exhibit D, we have our actual 2025 versus 2024, and we had an increase of about $39,000 over previous year. Exhibit E are general fund expenditures. We've expended $6,619,282. It's at a halfway point, so we like to say we should have at least 50% of our budget left. We're below that. We actually only spent about 47%, so our directors are holding tight and doing what they should be doing. Exhibit F, we have our revenues versus expenditures for all funds, and our general fund is showing a positive $316,851. Solid waste is at a negative $88,778. Utility fund is at a positive $112,021, and the golf course fund is a positive $54,632. So just to put that more in perspective versus last year, you can see all of the general fund was a negative $591,000. This year we're a positive $316. Utility fund was a negative $488. This year we're at a positive $112. And then again, the golf course we were right at breaking even at $446, and right now we're positive $54,346. So those are our financials at this point, at the halfway point. So all in all, we're like I said, our directors are getting the message. We're where we should be, hopefully. And just to, I apologize, we didn't get this to you for the check register, but it should be on your place. It's just a little cheat sheet going forward, because I know a lot of times we have questions about the check register.
Right.
Desiree worked long and hard with this with some other staff, and it's just something that you can look at the bottom. That's an example, that's an excerpt from our check register, and it shows you exactly how to basically read our check register. It'll show the fund it's out of, the department, so that way you can, while you're going through this check register, you can say, okay, this repair was done by PD, this repair was done out of the general fund, this is the hot fund. So that way you can have a better idea while you're looking through that. So I apologize, but we'll make a point to include this going forward, so that way when you get the check register, you can kind of glow through it.
Council, any questions on our finances? Mr. Beltran?
I'm good, thank you, Gabriel.
Mr. Molina?
Thank you, April.
Mrs. Bowen?
Thank you, and your staff, your team.
Mr. Mr. Garza?
Thank you.
Yes.
And thank you and your staff.
Thank
You
you.
got an award, so.
Appreciate it, yeah. I mirror Chief's word. I mean, we're lucky here. We have a great staff that, not every day everyone gets recognized, but, I mean, we couldn't pick a better place to work, I know. We do a good
And
job.
that was for 23, right?
Yes, because it's always an audit. Basically, it's based off your audit and your reporting. So we're turning in 24 audits, so then we'll get it
Right.
hopefully the next year. So yes, it's always a year behind.
Awesome, man. Good job, Gabe.
Thank you for all
Thank
that.
you all.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're all right, man.
I think we'll keep you.
And I know Gabriel, they worked with a lot of repairs that we had, so thank you for explaining those. Moving on to agenda item number 7, executive session. In accordance with Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, Subchapter D, the City Council will now recess into executive session, closed meeting, to discuss the following. The City Council may enter into closed or executive session to discuss the following pursuant to consultations with its attorney, Texas Government Code, and subsection 551.071. 7.1, consultation with its attorney regarding operations and land acquisition for the City of Alice landfill. 7.2, consultation with its attorney regarding airport operations and airport leases. 7.3, consultation with its attorney regarding settlement for multi-use facility. 7.4, consultation with its attorney regarding lease negotiations for multi-use facility. Okay, discussions about the value or transfer of real property, Texas Code Government Code and subsection 551.072. 7.5, consultation and discussion with his attorney regarding operations and land acquisition for City of Alice landfill. 7.6, consultation with its attorney regarding airport operations and airport leases. 7.7, consultation and discussion with its attorney regarding lease negotiations for the multi-use facility. Okay, all right, so it is 4:51. We will enter executive session at this time. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Agenda item number 8, return to open session. Return to open session and take any action necessary as a result of discussions in preceding agenda items number 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 7.4, 7.5, 7.6, 7.7 pursuant to Texas Government Code 551071 and 551.072. Consultation with its attorney, Texas Government Code and subsection 551.071.
That's fine, dude.
Agenda item 8.1, consultation with its attorney regarding operations and land acquisition for the City of Alice landfill. I'll entertain a motion at this time in reference to this agenda item. Council?
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to authorize city manager to negotiate acquisition of property for the City of Alice landfill.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, council. 8.2, consultation with its attorney regarding airport operations and airport leases.
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to allow the city manager to take all actions necessary to resolve, terminate, purchase, or any other actions necessary regarding the FBO agent agreement with Kelly Aviation or any operator of Kelly Aviation.
Is that, that's okay. We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. 8.3, consultation with its attorney regarding settlement for multi-use facility. I'll entertain a motion at this time.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to accept the settlement and the claims and the cause of action, City of Alice versus Galahar Holdings, also known as Naismith Engineering Incorporated, and Hanson Professional Services Incorporated, and authorize city manager to sign all necessary documents.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, council. 8.4, consultation with its attorney regarding lease negotiations for multi-use facility. I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, make a motion to authorize city manager to negotiate a lease regarding the multi-use facility.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, council. Discussions about the value or transfer of real property, Texas Government Code and subsection 551.072.
And Mayor, if I could interrupt you, agenda items 8.5, 8.6, and 8.7 are require no action because you've already taken action on those same issues in the prior agenda items.
Okay, thank you. So no action necessary for these agenda items since we already took action previously. Okay, we'll move on to agenda item number 9, adjournment. May I have a motion?
Mayor, make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye to adjourn.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. It is 6:13 p.m. Thank you, everyone, and happy Easter.